For some, National Heritage Days at school let people show off their ancestral apparel with pride, while others learn about it through social media. In a divisive international environment, uplifting these unique pieces of material culture that represent just one of the many pieces of our shared histories as human beings living on Earth can be an incredibly moving thing. Learn more about the cultures that are oceans away from you by exploring their national dress. Mexican mariachi apparel. Once a sprawling country spanning North and Latin America, Mexico couldn't possibly be pinned down to just a single style of national clothing. One of the most popular is the charro suit and sombrero ensemble, most often worn today by mariachi bands. Mexican Huipil. Another unique cultural dress that indigenous Mexican and Guatemalan women in particular love is the huipil. The huipil consists of a loose rectangular garment with a hole at the top for your head to go through. Austrian and Bavarian lederhosen and dirndl outfits. Austria and Bavaria have close cultural ties, so naturally they'd share a traditional dress. If you've ever visited an Oktoberfest, you've definitely seen adaptations of the customary lederhosen and dirndl. Lederhosen is a traditional costume for men consisting of leather shorts, suspenders, and natural fibered shirts. Traditional Grecian costumes. You don't have to stretch back to ancient Greece to find beautiful national costumes. Rather, more recent traditional dress shows influence from their Central European neighbors' folk costumes, with their saturated dyed fabrics, multiple layers, and native textiles. Romanian folk costumes? No, you won't find Romanians breaking out their vampire capes when they go to pull out their national costumes. Rather, their traditional dress is steeped in a deep Eastern European folk style that highlights their textile arts, bright clothing, and simple silhouettes. Traditional Finnish costumes. Although it's gone through small changes over the years, the fundamentals of Finnish traditional costumes were established in the 1500s. Traditional Scottish outfit. If you're one of the millions of Outlander fans, then you're very well aware of the unique cultural costumes the Scots have worn throughout history. Uzbek national clothing. Uzbekistan is located in Central Asia, and their national costumes bear a striking resemblance to their neighbors. Traditional dress of Morocco. While exploring the beautiful North African country of Morocco, you'll find many different styles of traditional dress. Both Moroccan men and women often wear the jalaba, a long hooded robe with long, full sleeves. In some regions, this robe is more than just decorative. It is also used to convey marital status. Additionally, the kaftan, which has long since been co-opted by the West, made of high-quality fabrics and embroidery, can be seen across the country. Japanese traditional dress. One of the most well-known, and also co-opted by the West, East Asian dress styles is the kimono. The kimono is the unisex national dress of Japan, worn on formal occasions. It consists of a long undergarment called a nagajuban, a sash called an obi, the obiage which holds the obi up, baggy sleeves, and a richly colored overdress. Norwegian Bunad. Much like other Scandinavian countries, Norway's traditional folk costumes show off their people's incredible embroidery skills. Zulu traditional dress. In the Zulu culture, the traditional male dress consists of the amashoba, which are cowtails worn on the upper arms and lower legs, the isinini or front apron, which is made of skin patches, and the ibeshu or rear apron, which is made of calf skins. Meanwhile, women wore beautifully patterned fabrics tied around their bodies, and married women covered their heads with the izikolo, a notable circular conical hat. Baiana women of Salvador's traditional ensemble. Salvador, Bahia is a Brazilian municipality and was, at one time, the capital of Brazil. Naturally, a country as regionally varied as Brazil would have multiple different traditional costumes, but the Bahian found in Salvador is a wonderful example. The traditional Bahian dress consists of a turban, bright skirts that are heavily starched, a shawl over the shoulders, and a large amount of jewelry such as bracelets and necklaces. The costume serves as a reminder of the country's shared European, African, and indigenous heritage. Seminole traditional clothing. The Seminole are an indigenous American tribe with regional ties to Florida. Their traditional clothing is extremely colorful, made up of a patchwork of strips of color and cloth. Traditional Aleut coat. The Aleut are a lesser-known indigenous people who were relocated to the Commander Islands in the Bering Sea by their Russian occupiers. Because of the cold climate they live in, their national dress has to be full of warm clothing. Traditionally, the Aleut people would wear fur-lined parkas, tunic-like coats that went below the knee. They'd pair these parkas with broadknee, sea lion trousers, and torbasa waterproof boots. The Aleuts are a great representation of how your environment can inform what you wear and how you wear it. Chinese national apparel. Alongside the kimono, China's cheongsam dress is one of the ensembles from the East. This tailored, well-fitting dress of silk or satin fabrics is typically buttoned up to the neck in a short collar, later termed the Mandarin collar in Western apparel. Men wear a outfit called a changshan, which looks like a long shirt. If you look back through the decades, you'll see how often the Western world has taken these East Asian dress styles and turned them into a mockery. As outfits, it's important to remember that these things are culture and not costume. Traditional Hmong clothing. The traditional dress of the Hmong people varies dramatically based upon which tribe is wearing it. The flower Hmong, for example, wear brightly colored and richly embroidered clothing, which often has a beaded fringe. The outfits are worn in layers such as a jacket that wraps across the shoulders, or a tunic worn over a long-sleeved shirt. Girls and women typically wear brightly patterned skirts as well. Traditional clothing of India. Long before British occupation, India was creating impeccable textiles and outfits for their national consumption. These outfits were regionally distinct and have developed into a broader national style. For women, this consists of a sari, a long piece of cloth usually heavily embroidered or patterned, draped over a simple or fancy blouse. Men wear long sheets of white cloth known as a dhoti over a t-shirt or other comfortable clothing. The most distinctive parts of these outfits are their decorations and bright colors. Ukrainian national dress. The national clothing for men and boys in the Ukraine consists of a shirt that is embroidered down the front and around the cuffs. This is paired with loose, often satin or highly decorative pants and tied at the waist with a brightly colored cloth. Women and girls in the Ukraine also wear heavily embroidered blouses, often with a coordinating vest or jacket on top. This is paired with a colorful, full skirt that may feature matching embroidery or patterns found on the blouse and jacket. Indigenous American POW WOW apparel. With so many different tribes, the American indigenous community can't be reduced to a single outfit. However, one place they still showcase their heritage, ancestry, and culture is at POW WOWs. There are a multitude of different dances that can be performed, and each comes with a traditional costume. One of these is the jingle dress, also known as the prayer dress. These colorful dresses are stitched with metal cones that clack together as the jingle dancers perform their routines. Another is the fancy dance ensemble. Originating with the Hathuska Society in Oklahoma, this dance is one of the most popular performed at modern POW WOWs. In the massive plumed outfits you'll find are beaded accessories like headbands, armbands, belts, and more, along with breastplates and feather bustles, among many other things. Arabic women's national dress. Many Arabic countries share a national dress style thanks to their interconnected cultural and religious heritage. Because of their deep Muslim roots, women's national dress amounts to a full-body garment called the abaya. The abaya is a long square of cloth that's draped across the head and shoulders, around the body, and down to the feet. The purpose is to cover every part of their body aside from their face to honor and abide by Muslim principles. Arabic men's national dress. Similarly to the abaya, although less covering, is Arabic men's thobs. Thobs are long-sleeved tunics with stiffened collars. Yet these simple outfits become highly personalized with the colorful and detailed embroidery that's sewn into the collars, cuffs, and fronts. The more heavily embroidered, the more expensive your thob is going to be. Korean national dress. For well over 1,000 years, Korea has held on to a beautiful national ensemble called the hanbok. This traditional dress is worn in festivals, celebrations, and other special occasions. For women, the hanbok amounts to the jeogori, or long-sleeve blouse or jacket, and a chima, or voluminous skirt that sits high on the ribcage. In contrast, a men's hanbok consists of a longer top with loose-fitting pants known as paji. Made out of colorful and sumptuous fabrics, these outfits immediately call back to a bygone era. Traditional Vietnamese clothing. Vietnam has a complicated history full of Western colonization and war, but the beautiful culture that's come out of it needs to be celebrated. One of these things is their traditional clothing called the Ao Dai. An Ao Dai is a unisex silk tunic that's been modernized and updated to fit contemporary fashion standards. Unlike other traditional outfits, the Ao Dai continues to be a popular formal wear choice for Vietnamese. Clothes can connect the past with the future. National costumes reflect individual cultures and help forge an appreciation for what makes each nation unique. Whether it is for an ethnic festival, a school report, a touring national dance troupe, or to honor your cultural roots, a national costume is a great way to express a connection to a specific nation, as long as you wear it in a respectful manner.